Mr. Art Critic was one of the worst films of 2007. It stars Bronson Pinchot, who was really big in the 80s. He did that show Perfect Strangers. He had a bit part in the Beverly Hills Cop movies. And the only way that I know about this, aside from Pinchot himself, is that the movie takes place on Mackinac Island. For anyone that's not familiar with Mackinac Island, it's this small island up the coast of Michigan, about an hour outside of Sault Ste. Marie, and it's a very enchanting spot. There are no automobiles, well, except for like medical care and yeah. Other than that, just horse buggies and bicycles, and in the winter there's snowmobiles. It is a very hot tourist destination, and the fudge that's on the island is so perfect. My grandfather ended up finding the place back when the college was on there. Fell in love with the place. Would have lived there part of the year, and when he retired, he lived there all year round until his death in 2005. And yeah, when I found I like usually when people think of movies filmed on Mackinac Island, well, if they do, they usually think of the movie Somewhere in Time with Christopher Plummer and Christopher Reeve. Now that was actually a good movie. This one right here, Mr. Art Critic movie that almost nobody knows. This movie flat out sucked. The it looks like it was filmed with the just okay, it was came out in 2007, right? Looks like it was filmed with just your iPhone, and I'm sure that all the money that went into this was spent on Bronson Pinchot. Like I mean, like the budget, all that must have gone to Bronson Pinchot because there's no way that he's fallen off the map so much that he was able that they're able to put a whole bunch of money, of like all the money, a little bit of him, a little bit of like to the mayor, a little bit of to different places. Nope, he's a pretty big star. So why the hell did he do this turd? This movie has such bad acting, and it's very slow, really uninteresting, and but it had a kind of a the idea of it is good. That's really the only good. That's really the only good thing that I can say about the storyline. Plays this dude who's a Chicago art critic, kind of a big shot, and he's really critical. And he retreats to Mackinac Island, where he like just get away from it, just because it's his vacation time. And one of his most recent slams, one of the guys that he's most recently slammed, challenges him to a big art exhibition on the island. Thing is, Pinchot is not a truly good artist, so he tries to con his way into getting a good work of art. So, I could kind of relate to Pinchot's character because most of the art that you see in the movie, like the guy that he bashes at the beginning, it it does suck. That guy's thing does suck. We see some other artwork that he bashes, and they all do suck. So I can see him not being I could see him being merciless to some of those people, but yeah, I'd like to see some more of the good art and what he would think of it because we only get to see really one good piece of work and he does praise it. Yeah, I like as a I've been critiquing films since about 2012 on just on IMDb that is, and I've only been doing this YouTube stuff for since about March or May of 2021. And I don't think that I'm that harsh of a critic, but you know, it's like all critics can be merciless sometimes. So I can see a little bit of I can see a little bit where some people are coming from in this. But I just want to get to the actual movie itself, like some of the aesthetics. The movie has a really great look to it, and that is all because Mackinac Island is such an enchanting place. Bronson Pinchot is he eventually stinks to the level of everyone else because it's just everything in this is just so bad. Yeah, but at least okay. I would go to Mackinac Island yearly, but you know because of COVID that hasn't happened in a couple years. But watching this, like he goes into Dowd's supermarket, and I'm all like, "Hey, look, he's into Dowd's," and oh my God, he's up on Main Street, and look, he's near the haunted theater. Yeah, like seeing those different spots are really the those are really the only reasons I can see to actually sit through this excruciating film. Only if you know Mackinac Island should you watch this film in agony. If you don't know Mackinac Island, don't even scratch this off your list of things to watch because this movie is utterly awful. Yeah, I'm gonna just because I love Mackinac Island so much, I'm gonna have to be a little bit generous with Mr. Art Critic and give it 1 star out of 4.